Hey guys, welcome to Golfing with Tom. I'm a 15 handicap golfer looking to improve my game. I do that mostly by doing simulator work outside with a relatively simple and cheap simulator process of Voice Caddy SC400 Pro with a golf net and a couple of mats. And I'm recording myself and putting this all on YouTube for keeping myself accountable, but also hopefully for a little bit of entertainment value for you guys, whether it's Schadenfreude or support, and hoping that you could either give me some tips if you're a good golfer, or you can give me some support if you're also a struggling golfer like myself. I try to do this to keep myself accountable. Today I'm going to be on the Thanksgiving Point golf course. I'll be doing it from the blue tees because simulator golf to me is a little bit easier than real golf, so I try to give myself a little bit more challenge. I believe the blue tees here is a slope of 140. I think it's a 72 point something or other 140. And I think it's about 7,200 yards or so. So a bit of a challenge for me, but let's see how I do. A little bit of a spoiler alert, maybe not so much of a spoiler alert, but I definitely don't shoot as well as I did the last time, which was an incredible 74. And it's definitely not as bad as the 100 pluses that I've done in the past as well. So somewhere in the middle of that gives you an idea of where we're going today. Watch the round and enjoy, and I'll see you in the next. Definitely like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. I've decided to do voiceover instead of narration while I'm playing, mostly because I mumble when I'm playing, and it sounds weird. So I figured, why not do the round, and then I can narrate over it, and maybe it makes a little bit more sense. So today I'm doing the Thanksgiving Point golf course, blue tees. Again, another slope of about 140 or so. Been challenging myself because I'm trying to hit longer drives. And so hopefully what you'll see today is better drives. My approaches were, let's say, okay. Short game was a little bit better. And today I tried to not use my 58-degree wedge. I think that club is beyond my skill level at the moment, and I'm trying to stick with a 54 and then an attack wedge and a pitching wedge. That was a pretty terrible shot, and I wasn't too happy with that one. Sometimes I get in this weird rut where I just hit it and I feel like I shank it, even though I'm not actually shanking it. And so usually that turns into not releasing correctly and not rotating my hips enough in the backswing. So I battle with that a little bit, and hopefully I get a little bit better as we go along. There we go, a little bit of a pull there, but trying to get right distances. That one was the right distance, although I definitely struggle with this quite a bit, as would any 15 handicapper, I imagine. Thanksgiving golf course, I think, is very tough. It's a very long golf course, especially when you do the blue tees. I think it's 7,400 yards, which, in reality, I would never attempt a 7,400 yard golf course at the moment. I've been working on this driver setup, trying to keep my muscles engaged and trying to get that stance right from the beginning. Seems to be working. Sometimes I get a little bit stiff, but sometimes I can hit pretty reasonably. Today I seem to be hitting a little right. Interestingly with left spin, but much more of a push, and the draw never quite comes back. And so here's my first tactical decision of the day, which is let's aim a little left here. The last thing I need to do is bounce this off a tree. Especially since sometimes I have the ability to hit this hybrid off to the right. That one seemed to go pretty straight. I think it still clipped something or other. Yeah, I'm looking at that like, really? And if you look at the shot, it doesn't really look like it hit anything too much, but I think it clipped something. Took some speed off of it. Okay, so I'm trying to go for it with a 3-wood. It is a par 5. I sometimes can hit 3-wood pretty well. This seems to be one of those times, just a little to the left. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty nice shot onto the green. I can usually carry the 3-wood above 185. If I get it really good, obviously I can get it over 200, 210 sometimes. Which is one of the reasons why I thought to myself, why can't I hit my driver much longer? Because I could hit my 3-wood off of a mat to 220 yards sometimes. So I knew something was up. I was missing some speed in the driver. And I've worked a lot on driver setup, driver tempo, and head motion. Here I'm hitting a hybrid into this par 4 because I felt if I went long, it got really narrow. So this was me growing up maybe a little bit and saying, instead of just picking out the big stick, why don't I hit a hybrid into the big fat part of the fairway and then go like that? Of course, I ended up hitting it to the right anyway and blocking off my shot, but it wasn't blocked too much, and I'm able to get a gap wedge towards the green. Not sure I hit that very well though. Kind of flubbed it. Wasn't super happy with myself there, but you know, even my bad shots are not terrible, usually. This is a nice par 3. I hit a lot of 6-iron on this day. Seemed to be getting in the 6-irons. It was like drives, 6-irons, drives, 6-irons. This one was pretty nice. It was just a little off to the right. Well within my dispersion acceptability. Drives definitely have a pop to them now. I'm getting pretty happy with that. And a lot of this actually does translate to the real world. I have been able to hit really 250 plus drives in real golf, which is pretty satisfying. Not that long drives or anything, but you know, it gets you closer to the hole and gets you away from the longer irons for sure. Here it looks like I'm going for the 3-wood again, trying to get aggressive. Again, when I hit a 3-wood well, I'm pretty happy with it. Looks like I hit this one pretty decently as well. A little into the rough, but you know, I take that. A 206 carry 3-wood. And I've been struggling with this 60 to 80 yard. I used a 54 degree here, thinking I could hit it really hard, and I don't think I quite made it. Oh no, actually this one I kind of sculled a little bit over the green. Classic novice maneuver there, just thinning it. Now I've got my 54 again. So pretty much anytime you see sand wedge today, it's only my 54. I didn't even pull out the 58 today. And then my attack wedge, which I believe, oh god, and I went over the green again. That seems like more of a real me sometimes. But anyway, got through that hole. Probably double bogey. Yeah, pretty sure of that. And my attack wedge, I believe, or gap wedge, is 50 degree, and my pitching wedge, I believe, is 46 degrees. So my thinking here is the 58 is probably beyond my skill level, and so trying to work a 54 at various yardages is my next goal. This one, I believe, I kind of hit off to the right. This is where things got a little dicey. I was +6 through 6, which was pretty reasonable, and then I hit this shot. I remember this. And the worst part of all is it bounces off of a stone, and so I've got a decision to make. Do I try to hit slightly to the right and pray that I don't hit that stone? And I think in almost every other situation I've ever been in, that's been what I've done. But I'm starting to learn the concept of the take an unplayable lie and drop. And so I think at first I was thinking, yeah, I can go right. No, just all you got to do is hit that stone and it's off in the water over there, and then you're really in trouble. So recognizing I'm in a bad situation and taking a little bit of medicine here, I think was the right decision. This round is not my best round, but I think I saved it from being a real blow-up round at this exact point by taking a drop ball. At first I'm like, maybe if I go further back, it'll clear up, and then I realized, no, that's not going to be the case. So then I decided, let me see how far back I can go, just a little bit further back to get away from that stone. That seemed like an open area right about there, I think it was. And so I took a penalty shot, and I'm shooting, I guess 4 from there, right? Because I did 1. I guess it's shooting 3. Praying that I didn't hit that stone, because it was still a little bit further back, but I got the distance, I think, over it. It still kind of clipped something. I'm not really sure what it is. Plus, I kind of feel like E6, if your ball is within like a foot or 2 of a stone, it just takes it as being hit by the stone, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, back on track. I think I'm on shot 4 at this point. It turned out to be a blow-up hole, because I don't even think I hit this one pretty well. I think I hit it pretty short. Yeah. I mean, I got, I remember. I was like, I got it on the green and within 25 yards. And then, of course, I had so much backspin on it. Again, good shot, bad outcome in this situation, and got myself out of that 25-yard buffer zone. And then I'm stuck here doing a pitch or a chip with a swing with a launch monitor that really doesn't like this. Although I've gotten better at doing these more or less for the launch monitor. I wouldn't have hit it like that in real life. I would have just bump and runned it, or maybe even putted it. But it was a 5, 6. It was a 7. I believe that was a par 4. So I'm pretty sure that was it was a par 5. I think it was a double bogey. So now I'm +9 on the 7th, which is now worse than I would expect. I usually expect to play bogey golf. And this one I really overhit. Again, got all of that, just didn't need all of that at that moment. And now I've got to hit out of the greenside bunker. So it's 35 yards, but if you notice the power is really low, so you really got to hit it. And I think the launch monitor says like 70 yards, and it pops out like that, basically. Which again, it's really hard to gauge, although bunker shots in reality are also really hard, so fair play. did get a 2-putt on that, so I did save bogey. And this course is kind of amazing. I mean, it just goes longer and longer and longer. Really tests your ability to hit long and hit accurately. That one had a nice little draw on it. I think I judged this one pretty well. I didn't hit it quite as far as I thought I did, but I kind of liked the trajectory of that one. Again, it's a push draw. That draw's not coming all the way back to the push, which, kind of where I'd hope it would go, but, hey, baby push draw. Yeah, that was a 5-iron I thought I'd really be able to get, and I don't think I got it. My 5-iron is hit or miss, literally. So, yeah, disappointing, but that's also something I see on the real course many times, so it is what it is, and we move on. So, struggling to get back to bogey golf, and it's not really going that way. I mean, I'm playing bogey golf now, but I'm already down 3 shots. But the difference these days is I don't get super frustrated. I just try to keep my routine going. Like, this was kind of a bad luck kind of thing, although I did get a good roll down the cart path. It's not like you get real cart path relief in this game, so you just kind of have to hit it off the cart path, which is kind of funny. That was another 5-iron. Think I hit this one? Nah, I still didn't hit that one that well, honestly. I swear, there are times I've hit a 5-iron 200 yards, 195 yards, and there are times I hit a 5-iron 80 yards. And I used to feel that way with a hybrid, and I've gotten a lot better with the hybrid. This looks like it was a good shot. It was a 54 degree, but I think it's going to come up short again. Ups. Actually, not so bad. A little bit left, again, within my dispersion. Need to be realistic here. That would be considered a good shot for me on the course. I got a 2-putt on that one, so it's starting to recognize that I'm playing a little bit better and trying to give me a benefit of the doubt. Here I'm noticing the danger to the right, so I aimed a little bit left, recognizing that I still am kind of hitting with an open club face, just like that. Right, and I hit that because I aimed more to the left. I did pretty well there. 107 yards. I'm probably going to do a gap wedge, 17 feet up. I might have even went for the pitching wedge. Let's see what I did. Yeah, I did a gap wedge, probably, in hindsight. And I remember I hit that one high, too. It was a really nice shot. It just wasn't the shot I needed at the time.
Hit it too high.
So it was pretty high, and as a result, it didn't quite go as long as I hoped.
No, it's not okay.
I don't remember it being 15 feet up, which is probably another reason why it was shorter than I expected it. But I've noticed I get a lot of backspin on my wedges now. And my chips and pitches are getting better. I don't think I agreed with that one. I think the way I hit that, there was no way it jumped off the face that much, but golf is funny. As they say, golf is not a game of perfect. Oh, here we go. So this is one of the first fire over the water shots, which in real life would just get me going absolutely nuts. Nervous. And so here you can see I'm aiming left with the anticipation that I'm also going to hit it right a little bit, which I did, but I also hit it really well, and so I got that coverage. And in the end, that would have been in the thick, tall grass if I had tried to aim it where it landed. And instead, it went pretty well. I don't understand why the ball spin is counterclockwise, yet somehow it's still moving to the right. I don't know if that's an E6 thing or what. This was a mini driver off the deck, which sometimes I can really get going, and this is not one of those cases. I mean, it still went 191 yards, but it's pretty cool hitting a mini driver off the deck 220 yards or so. It was a nice try. I try not to fear the clubs, but I did get put in this situation where I have to hit it long and there's a hill in front of me, and I had to make a decision, and I decided to use the hybrid and whack it really hard, which I did, and it did catch the top here, but yep, it just tapped it, but I had enough heat on it that I still got some distance, although it went into the bunker. Probably not the best play. In reality, I probably should have aimed left and did a lofted club and tried to get it close to the pin. This is where the simulator helps. The stance here would have been terrible. I would have definitely not gotten it out of the bunker. In reality, whereas here I put it pretty close, and the backspin I don't think would come out of the bunker either, if I'm being honest. But I'm just happy to see that I can put compression on the ball and get backspin. So all of these tiny little things that are slowly getting better with me, that are solidifying my 15 handicap and possibly dropping a little bit lower. Here's another one. I recognize I'm still hitting a little bit right, but I'm not hitting as far right, so I kind of put it center, hoping I'd go right and draw a little bit, and it went pretty much just right. Again, great shot, not the best outcome, because it went long into the rough. But who can complain when you're hitting a 272 drive? There's that 6-iron. Ooh, that was a 6-iron shank too. Those are the most frustrating for me. I don't think I really know what I do wrong when I do that shank. It feels exactly the same to me. I'll do another shot and it'll feel exactly the same, and it jumps off the club face. So that's something I need to focus on a little bit more. That seemed like a pretty good. That was a gap wedge. Now I'm trying to club up a little bit, which is kind of smart. I guess I've been hitting the wedges a little shorter lately. Well, at least today I was hitting them shorter. It used to be gap wedge was 110, 54 degree was 100, and 58 degree was 85. But I guess because I'm being a little bit more careful and trying to get compression on the ball, I'm also just not swinging as hard, swinging more carefully. So here I am recognizing water and sand to the right. Well, let's hit it to the left. I have yet to hit one left of center today, so that seemed like a pretty reasonable thing to do, and that's exactly what I ended up doing.
It's a lot better.
168 down 12 feet. Let me guess, 6-iron. That one a little bit low, a little bit soft. A little bit right.
I love hitting bunkers, huh?
Looks like I got another bunker shot here. Again, with the terrible stance in real life that I probably wouldn't be able to get out. Got a nice little pop. Look at that. Giving me that false sense of being a tour pro there. No way I can do a shot like that in real life. I think one time I've ever gotten a ball out of a bunker and didn't actually have any amount of backspin. Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember this hole.
How many times have I hit into that downslope down there? So I'm going to be smart here, I think, and I'm going to start moving more to the left. Yep, there we go.
Right, I'm hitting today.
Thinking again, I'll probably hit right and make sure I get some really good contact here, because if I hit right, I'm going to need to carry. Now, from my eye there, it looks like I hit it left of the tee, but okay, it came out a little bit straighter.
Good.
That's good. And then, ironically, I hit it really well, and again, overrode the fairway into the rough, which I think this is a kind of a signature thing of the Thanksgiving course. Is it really challenges you. If you don't think you can make it, then you end up firing it over into the rough, and then you've got a long hit in the rough. This was a pretty good shot. Pretty happy with that one. You need distance on this course. You need to be able to hit distance. All right, so 104 down. I took the gap edge. I should easily be able to make that distance. And I think I did. Or was it a little short? No, it was the right distance, just a little left. Kept it on the green. So I like that I get into a rhythm here. I like that I'm actually playing real golf, in the sense of, like, I'm not just trying to recover from terrible shots all the time. Sure, I'm going to have some bad shots. This was an interesting one. 3-wood off a little tee. Make sure I got the distance, and I think I got it and then some.
Number.
I think I overhit it. Actually, no, I did not overhit it. And I managed to keep it on the green. And if I'm not mistaken, it gave me a 2-putt here, so
Guarantee it's going to give me a 3-putt on that.
that was quite the hit, quite the hole for me. Yeah, I got a 2. Well, I got a par on that. So I'm clawing back. I'm trying to get back to 90, 91. But I dug myself into a pretty decent hole, and so I think at this point I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm probably shooting, above 90, 91. I'm plus 19 at the 16th. But I'm just playing my golf. I'm playing what I can play. Nice little draw on that one again. And I'm starting to hit straighter. Still hitting pretty long off the tee, which is helping. Blue tees and also this long course. And I'm just taking it one step at a time. One shot at a time. Pulled out a hybrid again. Forgot to change it. It said 4-iron on there, but it should have been 4 hybrid. Just trying to be fancy and carry that bunker, and I carried it and then some. Kind of hit that super well, not expecting to hit it like that. And this is one of my challenges, of course. I've got a nice little push draw on that. Is sometimes I just cream it. And what can I say? I wish I could do it every time. Then I'd be a lot more predictable and understanding.
Oof. I don't think it was that far.
There's a statistical scenario in real life. That was a bit tough. It gave me a 3-putt on that one. Even though it was the same distance as the other one that gave me a 2-putt on. So that puts me at plus 21 at 17. This, my thinking here was I hit the hybrid a ton last time, so maybe I'll try it here too, and almost really overshot this one too. So I was down quite a bit in elevation. But, when I start getting my hybrid feeling well, it hits pretty far. But yet another 3-putt. This is me being conservative again, hitting to the left. Thinking I'd do it right, which I did. And I also hit it pretty long, which was kind of nice. And I think I got the camber working well here.
Slow.
Keeping it on the fairway. Let me guess. 6-iron. I think I hit that one low and off to the right. Yeah, it was a little bit of a shank. I still got the distance somehow, but I kind of shanked it a little bit. Sometimes you gotta swing what you bring, and I was definitely hitting more right today.
Oh, did it again too. Oof.
Tried to make sure that one didn't go shanking and it went pulled. Somehow it showed it as going right, which I'm not sure if it's because of the lie or not, but so to speak, that was my round. So I finished with a, gave me the 2-putt on that one, which is nice. I finished at a 95. I shot a 49 on the front 9, but I shot a 46 on the back 9. For the blue tees, not bad. I'll look at my stats later, but I'm pretty sure my average drive was really up there. Once I hit my hybrids well, I was getting those distances. It's 7,200 yards. I think I said 7,500 yards. 7,200 yards, pretty far for a guy like an amateur, I think. All right, so I'm looking at the stats for my round after that finish. Looks like my drive average carry distance was 239. Average total distance was 260. Maximum carry was 265 and 286. The average club speed was 101. That's pretty good for me. I've been really trying to get over that 100-mile-an-hour club speed on a regular basis, which seems to be the case. Maximum club speed was 104, so not too bad. Maximum ball speed was 151, so that's my other benchmark I'm trying to do, is consistently get over 150 miles an hour on my driver. And average swing path was 3.1 positive, so I've really solved my outside in cut. I definitely swing inside out now, which is nice. In this particular round, I hit with the club face slightly open, which is actually somewhat rare for me. It was usually club face closed and then cutting into a slice. So for instance, the average, do we show that here? Actually, they don't show the launch angle on here as average launch angle and things like that. So that was looking pretty good. My 3-wood, the average was 202, not bad. The hybrid, the average was 182. My 5-iron was really terrible. I'm not even going to talk about that. And 6-iron was pretty bad today too. The total distance average for a 6-iron was 144. It should be like 174 for me. So yeah, I hit 50% of the fairways. I only hit 11% of the greens, which is kind of interesting. I thought I might have done better than that. And my longest drive was 286, where my overall average of all drives, of all rounds, has finally crept up to about 211. This includes some of the terrible rounds I had early on where I could barely hit the ball over 200 yards. So I've been really pulling that average up over time, which is quite nice. And I think that's about it. According to E6 now, my in-game handicap
is 11.2, which that's not reality. I still consider myself a 15 handicap. My GHIN right now is about 14.7. I had a round out in the Hamptons the other day at a really difficult golf course, not the one you're thinking of, not Shinnecock. But that one was like a 73, 146 rated course that beat me into submission. I got a 99 on that one. And that may have been a little optimistic if I'm being completely honest with you. So that's where I'm at right now. I think there's definite improvement. My virtual rounds go fairly smoothly, and I only lost a single ball and that terrible round that I had. So, it's not like I'm hitting it into the trees anymore and doing things like that. That particular problem was approaches, where I was hitting good drives, and I think I mentioned this before. My approach shots were pretty much all shanks, which was really frustrating because I would do a lot of work on irons in the simulator, and I can usually hit them pretty well, although this previous round you just saw, it was maybe 50-50, maybe 60-40 in terms of bad shots to good shots. And I'm improving. I think that's, safe to say. I'm definitely the solid 15, maybe slightly lower handicap right now. And I've only been playing golf for 3 years, 2.5 years, roughly speaking, completely self-taught until, maybe 6 months ago, I took a couple of lessons. And that's where we're at now. So thanks very much for watching once again, and keep practicing like I will. Let's keep ourselves accountable. We can all get to scratch, can't we? Maybe. All right, talk to you later.